Hello, everybody. It is Friday, the 4th of November. I want to talk about the abomination that causes desolation in the book of Revelation, and how my path has taken me to an idea of what that is, seeing what that is for myself. You may see it differently, but this is what I'm seeing. And in the end, I want to go a little bit far out to this idea that, there is an entity out there and that they are energy vampires that feed on our negative energy. And what to do about that. It's a little bit far out, but I want to do it in the end because it is the idea that it is in giving that you receive. And so we need to give something. When I went on this path, as one of the things I said is there can't be a sacrifice. No sacrifices. But I show you in the end a way without, it is not a sacrifice. Anyway, right, so let's start with the abomination that causes desolation. And if you read the book of Revelation, you really must look at the author. You must see who the author is in this, from which perspective that book is being told. And you can see it, I think, most clearly when it comes to the two witnesses. Yeah? So they will be there in my name, in the name of the author of the book. And they will smite the earth with plagues for as often as they like. And if anybody comes up against them, fire shall come out of their mouth and it will destroy their enemies. So like the fire coming out of the mouth, fire is born out of the rational mind. It's words. For words that will burn their enemies. Words that will cancel them pretty much in this world. But here you have the two witnesses smiting the earth with plagues, and that is good, that is righteous, because it will serve the intention of him that is coming to rule over this world. It will prepare the way for the one that will come. Of course, in our book, and we are books, it's not good. What's happening at the moment is not good. And the killing, indiscriminate killing of men, women and children of all ages in our book is not good. But there is the true Christ. The knowledge of good and bad according to what you are. Everything receives according to themselves. And we are sentient beings, therefore we ask. We don't just receive like a cabbage, we actually ask. And we're asking for this. Because we've been put on this rail where if God does it, it's good. And if it happened here, it's bad. And we have not stood up to make the choice. We have not defined good and bad, we're just running on two rails. So if we define good and bad according to ourselves, then that becomes bad. And then we become filled with the knowledge of the true Christ. I am. And to them, we become an abomination. And we are back at the beginning, where Adam and Eve started to reason about good and evil according to themselves, by looking at each other, by having the knowledge of each other. So that is the abomination. I say, look at the author. look from which angle, who is telling the story. It is his definition of good and bad. Whatever will serve him, so that he will have dominion in the end, he will declare good and righteous. He will dress in white linen, doesn't matter how bloody it is. He will dress it in white linen. So, which brings me again to the question whether this is something that is solely talking about us. I mean, it is leading to the understanding of ourselves, to the acceptance of ourselves. It should lead to the point where we can stand up and say, I know, I am. And then if we're at that point, then hopefully it can lead us on to an evolution when we look at the other part of the book, the other part of the teaching, which is, receive. How to receive correctly. But we need to have good and bad sorted out before we even go there. So, but, okay, let's say if this just talks about us, and there really is nothing else out there, yeah? This is solely us sorting ourselves out, nothing to do with anything else. And as I said, it could lead to an evolution. But if there is something else, another sentient consciousness, not even sure if they have a form, but if there is just a sentient consciousness out there that is, as they are saying, an energy vampire that is feeding off the pains in this world, then again, if we sort out good and bad according to ourselves, and we can go on the correct path to make this a world, I mean, I don't think it will ever be without pain, but I mean, hell, we can bring it down quite a bit, which would obviously take away their food source. Yeah, so then we are the abomination that causes their desolation, because they will be the ones starving instead of us. Now, if this situation as it is forcing us, and it should force us to look at these things and ask where the mistake is and put the whole thing the right way up, and then out of the knowledge go into an evolution. So if this is taking us into an evolution, and really people are running past the step at the moment of sorting out good and bad, they're already at we can, therefore we should, and forget, don't even look at what caused the chaos beforehand. But, okay, so if this is bringing us into an evolution, which means it cuts off their food source, then if they are sentient beings, yeah, then they can evolve. So that means our evolution would force theirs, or should force theirs. Again, and then in taking away, we're actually giving. Is there something else out there? I don't know. Will it force an evolution, or are they just, we are what we are, and we just find ourselves another matrix to latch on to? I don't know. You can lead a horse to water, you can't make it drink. But if they're sentient, then they have free will. So make your choices. I know it's a bit far out, but it was just a thought that was in my head. So anyway, I fully intend to become the abomination that will cause their desolation. I fully intend to be that. And get right and wrong the right way up. Look at the author of the book and look what he's calling righteous. Those that will smite the earth with plagues are his glorified witnesses. And really, start seeing this whole thing the right way up. Yeah, and it's not that if it's bad there and we don't understand why bad is good, and that is just a mystery. It's just mysterious how bad can suddenly become gloriously good. Something we do not understand. Or maybe we do understand and it's just a downright lie. Anyway, I'll leave you with that and talk to you again soon. Bye.